Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Jason Grenauer. Before getting to the new details about the gunman, we wanted to share plans to honor Deputy Zachary Parrish. His funeral will take place this Friday at 11 a.m. at Cherry Hills Christian Church in Highlands Ranch. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office will release more details tomorrow.
And so many of you want to support Deputy Parrish and his family. Here are a few things to keep in mind. The church will only be taking flower donations Thursday during business hours. Also, as kind as it is, Douglas County cannot accept food donations. Monetary donations are being accepted, though, at the Highlands Ranch substation. And just today, these two young boys brought their entire year's allowance to the station to donate to Zach's family. And you can see on the face of one of the deputies just how much that gift meant to them.
Denver 7 is committed to sharing all sides of this story.
And tonight we are learning new information about the gunman's documented history of mental illness. We share these details not to diminish his decision to kill, but to paint a more complete picture.
And Liz Gilardi is looking into his past. She joins us live in Lone Street, where residents also met tonight. Liz?
Well, two people living in this complex were shot during the chaos on New Year's Eve. So you can imagine they had a lot of questions when they met with the sheriff's department tonight. And we are learning that some of those residents heard noises, sounded maybe like furniture being moved before that deadly encounter. Douglas County Sheriff Tony Spurlock went inside the apartment where the gunman was staying. People living here say they're being told he wasn't an official resident. Tonight they met with the sheriff's office and property management.
They came across tonight as being very sincere about the true interests of all the rest of the residents, all of us there having to go through such a traumatic event.
We were kept outside, but residents say they were told the shooter, Matthew Reel, was only a guest, and there's some uncertainty about how long he had been staying there.
Given what I've read about concerns about his mental state, that there were red flags that were approaching it, it's a bit alarming that nobody said anything.
But long before these shots and before Deputy Zach Parrish was killed, warning after warning about a man whose own mother described him as angry and a person who treated confrontation as a game. This report to Congress from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs says Reel escaped from a Wyoming veterans mental health ward in 2014. It was during a multi-week stay for a psychotic episode.
He went into this call knowing some things about this person, knowing that this person needed help.
But now the question is, what exactly did police know when they showed up at the door of a man who was armed and ready to confront them? And residents here say they're really left with an uneasy feeling. They've always believed this complex is safe, but they were hoping for some more answers tonight about that investigation and what led up to the shooting. They are disturbed to learn those details about the gunman. Reporting live, Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
Liz, thank you. Tonight, we got a hold of Reel's VA report, which mentions that 2014 escape. Immediately after that, he was located and placed on a 72-hour mental health hold. The report does not list any specific psychiatric disorders. The shooting happened in Representative Mike Kaufman's district. He says he is already in contact with the VA about this case.
And right now, police are having serious conversations about how to effectively treat people during mental health emergencies. Several communities are now having mental health professionals partner with police during these types of interactions. The president and CEO of Mental Health Colorado says that is a trend that he would like to see continue. Andrew Romanoff lost a cousin to suicide.
There's one other thing we need to do, and we haven't done a particularly good job as a state, and that is to prevent some of these crises in the first place. We do a good job in Colorado at responding to a crisis, not a particularly good job at preventing a condition from becoming a crisis.
And Romanoff says that means investing in prevention and early intervention. He says it is important to recognize that the first signs of mental illness usually appear in adolescence, and there's usually a 10-year gap between the onset of symptoms and the beginning of treatment.